Hey guys, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build an audience on social media in less than 6 months. So, thanks for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you that exact same process. So, let's get right into it. So, the process at hand, it's a 7-step process that goes over everything here. It's a very simple and straightforward process that you can implement yourself. So, let's just get right to the chase and cut the BS. So, number one is finding a pain point and desire. So this is pretty much the first step you need to take in order to build an audience. So when you speak to an audience of any sort, you're targeting some sort of desire or pain point. I don't know why it says point, but pain point. Ask yourself, what are their biggest challenges and issues that they are facing? Is that maybe they're not making enough money? Maybe they're struggling to build a relationship with someone? Maybe they're struggling to become friends with people. Maybe they're struggling to get stronger or in shape. Maybe they're struggling with their diet. Maybe they have some sort of issue, right? That's the point. And if you're able to utilize that pain point and have a solution to that problem, whether that's a product or a course or a mentorship or a group or any sort of solution, that is an audience that you can target right there. And one way to do this effectively is by leveraging your own personal experience and even some stories. You know, people love to hear stories. And this is what builds your authenticity, especially if you're able to leverage your own personal experience and stories, you know, saying that, hey, I experienced this too. I know what it's like. I got myself out of it. Here's how you can do the same as well, applying these same principles and concepts. And doing that can help build an audience and help, you know, create a community and help people understand your struggles and understand their own struggles and see how, you know, listening to you and following you can get them to that direction. And that's pretty much what builds your authenticity and even can build you as an authority figure. Now, number two is content. This is the second pillar, I guess. It's kind of an important step in this whole process as well, because this is the bulk of what is going to make you develop that presence. Now, you don't need to reinvent the wheel or the next big thing in order to be successful with content. You always need to stick to what's working, right? If it isn't broke, do not fix it. So do your research. I always stress this all the freaking time, but do your research. Take note of your competitors. Take note of what they're doing. Then you just create content, morphing those exact same concepts from what you've learned from your competitors and just adding your own little spin to it, adding your own little sauce, if you will. And you want to leverage that as much as possible to be different from the rest, right? If your personality or your personal experiences or your stories or anything that can separate you from everyone else, you know, is something that can make you stand out and, you know, have you leverage your expertise even further. Stuff like that is what can take you to the next level with your own personal brand, especially if you add your own spin to it, especially if you add your own personality or your personal experiences or things that, like I said, make you different from the rest. And you want to do that as much as possible and leverage that to the best of your ability, because that is ultimately what's going to make you not only different from everyone else, but that's also what's going to make you develop a possible bigger customer base or fan base or follower base. Because at the end of the day, if you're just some cookie cutter person that is just like every other influencer, no one's really going to follow you. If they're going to follow you, it's going to be because you have stuff that is maybe relatable to them, or you have something unique that you can bring to the table that everyone else isn't bringing, right? And that's something that you can definitely utilize to your advantage. Now, number three is creating content. You don't need to be the most, you know, high budget person when it comes to this. You don't have to have a high tech production set. You don't have to like do anything too high end. Really, all you need is just your phone and some unique UGC video formats. And even then, you don't need to have anything unique. You just need to have what's working. So you have to have the right messaging with your audience as well. You know, if you're not targeting them correctly, if you're just saying the same old, again, it's not really going to help. You're just going to be like everyone else. If you add your own little spin to it, if you have the right messaging, if you frame it in the right way that adds your own little spin to it, morphs those concepts from your competitors, does all these things, right? You can take that to the next level. And just an extra tip for you guys, good lighting and audio does help. It does, but again, you don't need to go overboard with it. You don't need to have the most high-end production set. You don't need to make your stuff look like a, you know, multi-billion dollar, commercial ad, right? You don't really need to do that. You need to just have solid lighting, solid audio, good message, be entertaining as well. So that's always something that's very important. And that's the third step. And now the fourth step is editing. It all depends on the type of content you want, though. Editing is pretty much subjective to what you want with your content. Again, you could have your content be a UGC video format. You could have it be like a typical short form, content with the subtitles and all the edits. You can do it in a multitude of different ways as well. So it really depends on what you specifically want with your own content. Now, editing is a very important aspect to the video, though. You want to cut out all the silence. You want to cut out all the pauses in the video. You want to cut off your verbal clutter where you're like or awkward pauses. And you also want to have tons and tons and tons of high energy. High energy is very key. You also want to cut out the repetition as well. If you're just saying the same stuff over and over and over again, no one is going to watch that, and people are just going to think you're saying a whole lot of nothing, frankly. So make sure that not only are you able to be high energy with your videos, but you're also able to cut off all the nonsense being spoiled out in your video, whether that's repetition, whether that's verbal clutter, whether that's even you silently pausing or having a awkward silence in the video. You don't need to have a video where you just say something and then all of a sudden you're just like, right? You don't need that. You don't need to not talk. You have to be constantly, moving. You need to constantly have energy, because if you don't have energy in your videos, that's going to reflect on your following. That's going to reflect on your base as well. That's going to definitely hinder your performance in terms of growing an audience on your social platforms. And you also want to keep it as short as possible. I think 90-second videos should probably be your max, maybe 2 minutes. It really depends on the type of content that you're putting out there. But also, one thing that's very important is attention and retention. These are the most key fundamentals within content creation in general. One is getting the attention, right? And second is how you're able to keep that attention, right? And think of the best content creators in the space, not just in the online money space, not just in the entrepreneurial space, in general, in the content creation space in general, every single niche in general, right? Think of Mr. Beast. How is this guy able to bring in tens and tens of millions of views every single time he drops a video? Why? Is because he understands these fundamentals to a core, to a T. He understands these so well to the point where it doesn't matter what video this guy does. It doesn't matter what he does. This guy is going to get tons of views because not only has he leveraged his brand, but he knows how to get attention. Look at his recent Instagram post with the $10,000 giveaway. You know how many people have liked that post? There's like 16 million people liking that post. And what does that tell you? That tells you that not only does he have his own personal brand, but he understands how to get attention, how to grasp that attention, and how to keep that attention. And that's retention. So figure out how you can get attention. I have several videos that go over that, and how you can keep them in. And I also have videos that explore that. So be sure to click my link after checking out this video. Check out my profile, check out my past videos to see me dropping that exact same value. So hopefully you guys get a ton of value from this video. Hopefully you guys have liked it so far, but we're still not done yet. We're only in step 4. Now it's on to step 5. Posting. Now a lot of people like to say stuff about posting, about all this stuff, saying you have to post at this time, you have to post at X time, 12 a.m. in the morning on Sunday or whatever, right? I just made that up. But a lot of people just like to say that, and that's all cope, frankly. It's not really legitimate. It's not going to help you. There's no exact time you need to post content on social media. It does nothing. What you do need to do, though, is use relevant hashtag strategies and keyword optimization to your absolute advantage. Because like I mentioned in the last video, you need to make sure that your optimization on the keywords are very important, because if you're targeting, let's say, the car niche, you want to make sure that your videos have cars in them. You want to make sure that you're saying stuff about cars in your captions, in your hashtags, in the comment section, because if not, you're not targeting the right audience, and you're not going to be reaching out to those people. You're going to be reaching out to random people that aren't even into cars, right? So you want to make sure that everything is relevant to your audience. That way you're able to target them a lot easier and a lot more efficiently. Now you want to post as much content as you can as well. Get your reps in. You want to get as much content out there and be able to redistribute that content every single way possible, whether that's on a social media platform of some sort, whether that's on some sort of podcast, whether that's on paid ads, whatever. You want to make sure that you're able to get as many eyeballs as possible. And if you're trying to do that on one specific platform, I mean, okay, but it's very important that you do it on an omnipresent social media strategy. But regardless, you want to post as many videos as you can. Now, I don't expect most people to drop at least, 3 or more a day. I think 5 to 8 videos a week is pretty doable for most people. Maybe even doing 1 or 2 every day, right? You don't have to do this stuff where you're posting 5 to 7 videos a day. That's a little excessive, and that can be time consuming. But I think 5 to 8 videos a day, which is, not a day, rather a week, can be a good starting point because you're getting a feel to everything. You're understanding how you can make use of your time to make videos, or maybe you even have someone else to do that for you, and you can expedite that even further. Now, if that's the case with you, perfect, because it's a lot easier to do that. Now, I recommend doing it that way because then you get a feel for how everything is. Once you figure that out, once you figure out your style, your content strategy that works for you, scale. That's when you start doing 1 or 2 videos every day, and then so on, right? And regardless, you want to put as much content out there as possible, and you want to make sure that you're able to put that content on every platform as possible as well. So that's pretty much the idea when it comes to posting. Now, monetization, that's a very big one, right? You shouldn't be making content unless you, one, going to make money off it, or two, building a platform, right? A personal brand from it, or some sort of brand or influence rather. Now, the monetization process is very simple. You give tons of free value and information, or entertainment, however you want to define that, and lead people in the right direction, and then you funnel them into something, whether it's a course, paid community mentorship, a service, a product, etc. Right? It could be anything, as long as it costs money. Now, your funnel should be built around this content, whether it's VSLs, direct funnels, email lists, the content itself, shorts, reels, edits, whatever. That's how you should be implementing those funnels in place. And if you're going to do it through short form, which that's why most of you guys are here, you're going to have to be doing it in this way, where you give people free value, information, or entertainment, or whatever. And from those videos, you lead them into pinned videos, and those pinned videos do the selling. They click on your link, whether they book in a call or they buy your product off their website, whatever. That's how you get them to funnel, at least organically. Obviously, you can do it with paid ads. You can do it through email lists. You can do it through SMS lists. You can do it through, a free Facebook group or a Discord server or a Telegram chat, however you want to promote your service, as long as you have that content strategy in place. And regardless, your funnel is going to be built around the content that you already have and that you already put out there. So why not make use of the content that you already have and use that to utilize for monetization? And that's something that you can utilize yourself. And if you're able to do it very effectively, that is what can help you print money online. And that's why it's so important to be omnipresent online, because if you can get traffic coming in from all these platforms, your monetization process can easily print. Now, last but not least is tracking numbers. So this can all be done through checking analytics on your social media profiles and your ad accounts. Now, assuming you run paid ads. But typically you're going to be checking your analytics on your social media profiles, checking your insights, checking your reach, checking your impressions, your followers, all this stuff. If you have a website, check your website analytics. If you have Google Analytics or even a Bitly link, you can check it through there. Or maybe you have another service that you use. I don't know what people use nowadays, but these are the stuff that I would utilize. So tracking these numbers are very important because they're pretty much almost on the same level as your initial research phase. So you want to do this every now and then. You want to do this weekly, if not every few days, to really amplify that process. Because if you're waiting like every month or so to check analytics, chances are you're most likely to forget. So if you make this a habit of yours to check analytics and look at the bigger picture and see what you could be implementing, it can be a lot faster to expedite that process and make sure that you're able to get as much reps in and understand the algorithms and get better at content creation and add some tweaks to your strategies. So pretty much that's going to be it for this video. I did not expect it to be this long, but again, I want to drop as much value to people as possible. I want to drop as much value to everyone watching this video, however many of you that are watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you got a lot of value from it. But regardless, thanks so much for checking out this video. Hope you liked it. Be sure to like comment, and subscribe for more. If you really like this video, if you like what I post, again, please be sure to subscribe, like this video, show some love in the comments. If you have any questions, always message me. I'm always willing to help out, always willing to give you guys some more additional value. But anyways, thanks so much for checking this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.